Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rizano, and you're listening to another episode of the world famous The University Love, the best podcast in one, two, three galaxies. But, ladies and gentlemen, you and I would just call this show Online Marketing Moves. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the best marketing show in podcast land, in YouTube land, wherever you find this podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, download it, subscribe it. Listen, the YouTube numbers are going up. Podcast numbers are going up. Ladies and gentlemen, jump on board. Stay on board. Download every episode. We have about 900 of them. So go ahead. Don't be shy. Share it with your friends. Share it with your family. Share it with your loved ones. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are motivated to do anything in life, this is a podcast for you. We talk about marketing. We talk about motivation, inspiration, dedication. We talk about selling, all this stuff. Everything that you need to start a business, everything that you need in life, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for you. Now, today's episode is going to be a good one. It is Sunday, March the 9th, 2025 at the time of this recording. Ladies and gentlemen, I am in the Pacific Northwest, ladies and gentlemen. My time is all out of whack. I am up here in around Seattle, Washington. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. I live in now. If you're from the United States, you will understand me completely. If you're not, you have to just bear with me. I live in Georgia. We are 3 hours away from the time zone over here in the great state of Washington. I feel like I'm in Canada. I feel like I'm in a whole nother country, a whole nother world. As I call my wife, I said, she called me at like 5 o'clock in the morning. I said, "It is 5 o'clock in the morning, honey." She said, "Man, man, it's 8 o'clock around here." I said, "I feel like I'm in a whole new world. It is crazy. It is ridiculous." But, ladies and gentlemen, we record. We have no complaints. We do what we need to do. Ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing today? How's your weekend? It is daylight savings time. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody around here changes their clocks except for the state of Arizona. I don't know why. I don't care. Ladies and gents, today we are going to talk about something very important. We are going to talk about why you should always, ladies and gentlemen, always, doesn't matter if you think you don't know, today's podcast will be a little motivation. If you think you don't know things, ladies and gentlemen, you know enough. You have you have enough information. You have enough knowledge, ladies and gentlemen. All you have fear, and ladies and gentlemen, fear is not fear. Take that fear. Take that fear, ladies and gentlemen. Turn it around, spin it upside down, and stick it somewhere. Okay, you have no reason to be scared. You have no reason to be nervous. You have no reason to be fearful of anything. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want something real bad, ladies and gentlemen, you will crawl. As they said in Shawshank Redemption, Andy Dufresne crawled through 2 miles of shit to get to freedom on the other side. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be free from a job, if you want to be free financially, you have to get over the fear of rejection. You have to get over the fear of people won't like me. People won't like what I say. You have to get over the fear of, am I doing the right thing? Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, it's you and you by yourself. You know, your spouse can help you, your family can help you, but at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, they are going to love you regardless. It doesn't matter if you pick beans. It doesn't matter if you chop cotton. It doesn't matter if you tassel corn. It does not matter if you work, if you're a cop. It does not matter if you are the mayor of your town. It does not matter what you do for work, your family, ladies and gentlemen. For the most part, they're going to love you regardless. But, ladies and gentlemen, if you, we're pointing to you, pal. If you want to strive for greatness, if you want to say, "Man, I want to write that book. Man, I want to do this. I want to do that. Man, I want this bad." If you want it, ladies and gentlemen, go out, do the necessary things that you have to do to go get them. The most important thing that we all can be is discipline. A lot of times, discipline and consistency will get you farther along than any skill, any any book, anything that you can think of. Dedication, determination, consistency and the discipline. Because sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, I know you want to watch that TV show, but instead you could be thinking of ways that you can improve your business, you know. Or if you're going to watch a TV show, ladies and gentlemen, get out a piece of paper, take notes, write down ways you can improve your business while you watch this TV show. Everything is too many times. As I was walking yesterday, I walked past this liquor store, and it was a liquor store, it was a cigarette store, an espresso store, uh, and right next to it was some kind of gaming like bingo place. And I got to thinking to myself when I was walking past the liquor store, I said, too many times, ladies and gentlemen, that we, you know, oh man, I don't like the way my life is going. We turn to drugs, we turn to alcohol, we turn to you think if I sleep with these 6 women, it's gonna help me out. Ladies and gentlemen, that is not the thing, the toughest thing that you can do instead of trying to hide from the pain, instead of trying to, duck and, oh, if I get drunk, I can mask some pain. Ladies and gentlemen, the best thing that you can do is just face whatever you got going on head on. Don't don't try to coax it with drinking. Don't try to coax it with drugging. Um, sleeping with people is not gonna because at the end of the day you still gonna have to come back, face yourself in the mirror and say, what did I do? What have I done with myself? And if you're not happy with the way your life is going, ladies and gentlemen, there are ways you can change that. The most important thing you can do is be consistent. The most important thing you can do is be determined. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have those things, ladies and gentlemen, you will not strike out in life. Things will happen for you. I know, I know, I know. I don't have no money. Listen, everybody starts off with little to no money, okay? Most people, ladies and gentlemen, good news, bad news. Most people are not born into rich families, okay? That's the good news for you. That's the bad news for you. The better news is you can always acquire money. You can always acquire money. You start just moving, you start grooving, you start figuring things out, and you can start making money. It doesn't matter if you start a blog about dogs. It doesn't matter if you become a dog walker. You do lift. It does not matter what you do. You say you start making money. You figure out, the most important thing you do, learn how to, sell. We are all salesmen at the end of the day, whether you want to be or not. You know, don't get mad at somebody who comes to you and says, "Hey, I'd like to talk to you for a minute." I know I used to get aggravated when people would say, I used to go to the truck stop and then it was always be somebody in there trying to sell like driver services, like lawyer services or something like that, and I used to get annoyed. But after a while I had to think, man, these people just trying to make a living, everybody's trying to make a living. Everybody has something to sell. I sell services, I you know, I, I own a truck. I go up. I'm like, hey, well, would you like to, use my truck and trailer to pick up your loads? I do copywriting. I'm like, call people on the phone, send people letters. Hey, would you like some copywriting services? So we are all salesmen at the end of the day. I write poetry. I post it online. I'm trying to sell people on the idea to read my poetry, to enjoy my poetry. We are all salesmen. We are all trying to sell something. Be sold, sell, be sold to, we all everybody has a desire for something. Ladies and gentlemen, it's up to you to tap into that. See what people want. Figure out a market, because at the end of the day, I know people like to think because I write, I do copywriting, and I write emails, and I really, I don't kid myself. They are not buying. I write and it's cool and I enjoy it and I like it, but I know the better, the more the people want something, the easier it is to sell to them. Me telling them, I'm not gonna be able to convince a million people, but if they you start, and if you get that going, then it's you study the market, you learn the market, you figure that out. The better you do that, the more you will be able to bring in, and the less you can worry about, hey, money. But to study the market, you have to have discipline. To study the market, you have to actually want to study the market. You have to do your due diligence, do your homework, do your research. You have to want to do this stuff. That's where the discipline comes in at. Consistency. Do it every day. Say, what do people want? How do they want it? Where do they want it? What can I do? You know, the idea of just jumping on every fad is that's not going to work. Because a lot of times if you're jumping on something, you're probably already too late. But if you can figure out, hey, what do people want on a regular basis? What can I sell people? What would I like to sell people? What can I do? How can I get people to read my podcast? How can I get people to do my YouTube? Every day I post on YouTube. Every day, every time we do an episode, we post it on YouTube. The YouTube numbers, they keep going up. They keep going up. They keep going up. It's consistency. People like consistency. You know, your message has to be good. You don't want to be so boring, but at the end of the day, a good message and they hear from you every day is better than somebody who's going to give a great message every 6 months. Because in 6 months they'll forget about you. This day and age, the way people minds work, they'll forget about you very quickly. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, be consistent. Ladies and gentlemen, study. Ladies and gentlemen, be disciplined. Get a time schedule. Get a schedule. Make a schedule. Stick to the schedule. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes it's okay to be rigid. I know a lot of times people are like, don't be loose and fancy free is just another word for broke. Okay, or another word for I'm gonna want to be a baby. I don't want to do this I don't want to be consistent. Too many times a lot of people, they think they are hippies, and I like, oh no, I'm hippy dippy. Life, just whatever, man. I'm just gonna do, just carefree, fancy free, and loose, and all this other jazz. No, be disciplined. Set up a schedule. Set up a time. If you want to write, you want to make videos, set up a time every day, every week that you want to do it, and be consistent about it. Know what you want to talk about. Have an idea. Have something written down. The best when you see a comedian when they do a TV special. People think, oh man, that was so great, and they just know them jokes. Man, they do them jokes over and over and over and over and over and over and over. They do them jokes over and over and over. They write a joke. They go to every town. They go to different comedy clubs. They do they have it down pat until it seems off the top of their head, but it's not. It's a lot of hard work, and it's the same as anything that you can do. So don't think, I can't do this, I can't do that. Man, you can do anything that you want to do, Now listen, if you're 5'2" and you say, hey, I'd like to be in the NBA, it might be tough for you. But, let's be realistic about things, A healthy, realistic, but most 100% of the things that you really want to do, you can do, like, hey, I like to play in La Liga, but I'm 45 years old. That's not going to happen. You know what I mean? So that's a wrap. But for the most part, there's a lot of things that I can do, that I want to do, that I'm going to do, that I am doing. And I hope you have the same mentality. Okay. But ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you for listening. Go out, download all the episodes, go to the YouTube, subscribe to the channel, do all that good stuff. If you have any questions, you can always email Tony@TonyRizzano.com. Ladies and gentlemen, until tomorrow, thank you for listening. God bless. I love each and every one of you. And as always, everybody, peace.